Hello. You're seeing this video because you purchased this antenna relocation kit from me. This is kind of an instructional video and kind of a features video, just to go over some things that wouldn't have necessarily fit on a printout inside of the box, or it'd be too long. The easiest way to do that is just with a video. So when you open your box, this is what you're going to get. You've got your full kit already assembled. The antenna will probably be off of it just so it fits in the box. This is the antenna the BNC tool. Sorry, the BNC tool that comes with the kit. It's not pictured on the Etsy listing, just because it will be a different color more than likely. Yours is probably not going to be purple, but if it is, it's purple. The purpose of this kit is just to move your radio or your antenna from the front of your body where it's in the way to your back. It does that by attaching to this MOLLE webbing using a MOLLE lock. This is from Blade Tech. The easiest way to put it on is, well, like this. You just slip it through the MOLLE and then click it closed. Easy peasy. The antenna itself can probably come off to put that on. It's a little bit easier if you're not putting it on your shoulders, just so it doesn't bump into something while you're trying to mess with it through the MOLLE. To do that, you just reach in here and you can turn this. The BNC connectors are half-turn connectors. Some of them are tight. That's where this tool comes in. Like this one right here is particularly tight. So you just put it in at an angle so it fits down in there. You press it and then rotate, and then just take it out. It probably won't rotate fully to unlock it, so the antenna will probably stay in, but you can easily rotate it with your fingers at that point. It does work on the cable end as well. It will not work on antennas like this. So it has a much thicker body near the connector, and the hole here can't reach it. So as an example, that's as far as you get. And this is free to move on a spring, so the whole point is kind of moot with these antennas. They will work. A lot of antennas aren't super tight. So with this one, for example, I can click that one in by hand. So hopefully this is a generous opening, generous enough for everyone's hands. I have pretty big hands, and I'm able to get in there just fine on antennas that aren't tight. This antenna is not listed on my Etsy listing, but it is a super bat antenna. It is the 400 to 470 megahertz range, so GMRS, 70 centimeters. I think it's primarily 70 centimeters, but it's a good antenna and it's nice and short. So it sticks up over your shoulder, which is what you want, but it doesn't get in the way of anything, and it doesn't snag on stuff. The shape of this is to prevent snagging, but if you're catching the antenna on something, this is on your shoulder, and your neck's going to be in the same place. So I think you've got bigger problems if you're catching this on things than the antenna. But it is a flexible antenna. With this smaller super bat, it doesn't stick out much of the socket very far, so it's less likely to break if you do catch it on something. But that's the full kit. This is ABS. It is 3D printed solid, and you can paint it if you want to. So I know these are shiny. That annoys me. So when I have one on my kit that's painted, and I just painted the whole thing in one go. The cable is nice and strong. It's unlikely but it's flexible at the same time, so it's unlikely to kink. It is something to look out for, though, and pay attention to. If you do kink your cable, it can damage it. When you are putting something that's not listed, or that I haven't said earlier in the video, is it comes with this. Well, that one's really tight. Where's my other one? It comes with this BNC to SMA adapter. It's just this. Easy peasy. Nothing really there to go wrong. I've tested it on UV5R minis, regular UV5s, and DM32 UVs. This is the one I use. Works great. This has never loosened. If you do have a loosening problem, you can't use Loctite on your threads, because if you don't know, the threads are also part of your antenna's circuit. So you have your middle pin and you have the threads. If you put Loctite on it, it will degrade your reception or your transmit. If you have a problem with reception, these little BNCs here have a rubber or plastic collar around them. If you glue that onto the body, and then when you put this on your radio, if you absolutely need to, I don't recommend this, but it is something I've done before. If that rubber ring is glued to the antenna adapter, you can put a dab of super glue between that and the body, and that's enough to keep it from rotating. I wouldn't go heavy with it, and I'd use a thicker super glue so it doesn't get in there and get to places it shouldn't be in. But that's all you have to do. And the BNC, the reason I use the BNC instead of just an SMA adapter is it can rotate and free spin without coming out of your radio, because the SMA ones that I've tried, the 90-degree SMAs, will loosen themselves and then your reception goes to crap. But there's the full kit. If I didn't cover anything that you had a question about, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm always on my phone, so I get notifications for messages and I respond really quickly. But yeah, have fun, enjoy it. There you go.